City College had always gotten full accreditation from the accreditors. In 2012, the ACCJC put us on the lowest level short of terminating our accreditation, which is called show cause. And basically what that means is that the institution has a year to show that they shouldn't be terminated. We lost so much enrollment, which is what usually happens when an institution is put on show cause. So it was shocking. I mean, it actually reverberated throughout the nation because City College, it had been listed by the New York Times as one of the 10 best community colleges in the nation. During those years, City College suffered so much harm, and it set the stage for what's going on now, which is developers are trying to grab our land, the Balboa Reservoir. So what the state did is that they passed an emergency resolution saying that the state can take over for another reason, threats to accreditation. They passed an emergency resolution putting a special trustee with extraordinary powers in charge. So the STWEP made many decisions which we are still suffering from now. One of them being halting the construction of the Performing Arts Education Center. We've had registration problems that have lowered our enrollment. For the first time, disregarding the past practice of allowing classes to run with 15 minimum class size, they instituted no tolerance for anything less than 20.
I've been with the ESL department, I think, 37 years. So I had 2 classes cut last semester, which was actually 80% of my load. For me, it's very disruptive because, you plan for a course, you have assignments, you have tests, you have books all associated with it, and then at the last minute you're told, you're not teaching credit, you're teaching non-credit, you're not teaching in the day, you're teaching at night. It's disruptive first, for the students. They're the ones whose lives are put together like a puzzle. They've got families, they've got jobs, they've got childcare, they've got elder parents. Sometimes they have multiple jobs, and they try and craft a schedule that works for them, and then at the last minute things change. We need an educated populace. I know, it might be in some people's interest to have people who don't know how to think critically, speak clearly, write clearly, but I think it's in all of our best interests if we have educated people, including educated immigrants.
The class cuts impact and affect me in the sense that, it's cutting all departments. It's around 400 classes being cut, so almost every department is going to get affected. But being an ethnic studies major and really believing in diversity classes, they get cut, I feel, the most because of how little they already are offered here. From, for instance, like African American studies really only has around 4 classes. Just losing one is a giant impact, and it affects my knowledge. It affects why I go to City. It affects why I came back to San Francisco. It's a city of diversity, of culture, of history, of fighting for social justice.
Last semester I had a class cut. That was the last class I needed to graduate in my electronics program. Thankfully, the administration saw their mistake and they gave that class back a few weeks after the semester started. Unfortunately, I was the only person that could advocate for that class to come back, so I'm afraid that maybe not all classes were given back that should have been given back. I think what needs to happen is that administrators and the Board of Trustees and leadership at the college needs to start advocating for more funding at the state level, at the state or at the city level, to give us the funds that we need to keep City College the way we want it, the way it is, not now, but the way it was before, right before these cuts, where there was diversity of programs. We as students and faculty and administration all have to work together to give students that voice and really lead in the national conversation on what a democratic institution is. For an administration that claims that there's no money for these classes, they sure seem to love giving giant salaries very often, and they seem to love to try and have all these these new construction plans for our school, yet they want to basically make our school a ghost town.
Well, I think marketing has to really step up. I mean, I know we've been paying, our college has been paying high-priced consultants big money, and what are they doing? I mean, when I'm going around the city, I don't see stuff plastered all over the buses or, you know, in BART. I don't see City College advertised.
First of all, let's get our registration system fixed. The debacle that happened in the beginning of the spring semester really hurt the enrollment. And these registration problems have been going on for years. And so the question is, in the middle of tech, you know, high-tech San Francisco, why our college can't have a decent registration system is like, it's kind of mind-boggling. You know, even during the accreditation crisis, I wasn't fighting to keep the school open. I was fighting to keep City College, the community college of San Francisco.